The Indians entered the 8th inning last night with a 3-run lead, but the scrappy Twins came back and tied it up. In the end, however, the Indians had the last word. Line drive, base hit center field. Marston scores the go-ahead run. And Shin-Soo Choo delivers in the clutch. Today, the Tribe goes for the 2-game sweep behind 5-game winner Derek Lowe. Next on Sports Time, Ohio. Day baseball in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the Indians and Twins wrap up this brief 2-game series this afternoon right here on Sports Time, Ohio. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Tribe a winner last night, 5-4. One-run games, a familiar theme for both teams. The Indians have an 8-1 record, which is the best in the big leagues in one-run decisions. Meanwhile, Minnesota has played in more one-run games than anybody in the American League.
It has been a theme for them this year. It seems like on the road, you find a way to get a guy on base. Kochman got on with a base hit, a wild pitch, and then Choo gets the ball out over the plate, drills it into center field on a 3-2 pitch. They take advantage of it. They come around to score the go-ahead run. Now, it goes hand in hand. When you go out on the road, you score late, you turn it over to your bullpen. Chris Perez has been outstanding this year, and when you look at the Indians, 8-1, best in the majors, 4-0 on the road, and Chris Perez is perfect in save situations. 1 run, and he's 4-4 on the road. So you score late, you turn it over to your bullpen. That's a great theme.
And Minnesota is now 7-8, a whopping 15 one-run decisions already this year. Indians stopped their 3-game losing streak with the victory last night. Derek Lowe on the hill today. He's been their streak stopper so far this year. Now he gets the pitch following a victory.
He has really been a treat to watch this year. He has got the power sinker working. He's a ground ball pitcher, and his defense has made some very good plays behind him because they're ready. I don't think anybody works any quicker in the game than Derek Lowe, and he has been brilliant this year. He's staying more sinkers, staying away from that slider, and 5-1 on the year, 3-0 in day starts, matched up against Jason Marquis, who is 1-1 at home this year.
So the Indians will look to maintain their stranglehold on the top spot in the American League Central Division. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. We'll be back with all the play-by-play action from Target Field here in Minnesota coming up next. up this road trip this afternoon with day baseball here at Target Field as the Indians try to take the 2-game series from Minnesota. Tribe comes in 19-16. They lead the Central Division by 2 games over Detroit. Chicago third best, 2.5 back. Then Kansas City 4.5 off the pace. Twins dead last in the Central, 9 games out. They are 10-25. That represents the worst record in baseball. Minnesota takes the field behind right-hander Jason Marquis, who will be making his 6th start of the season. And we'll get a look at Manny Acta's starting lineup today for the Indians. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Shin-Soo Choo back in the leadoff spot. Jason Kipnis in the 2-hole. Then is Dribble Cabrera. Santana, Brantley, and Lopez batting 6th today. You see Travis Hafter getting the day off. Johnny Damon will hit 7th, then Casey Kochman, followed by Lou Marson.
Let's take a look at today's pitcher, Jason Marquis, brought to you by MLB At Bat 12. That's MLB TV premium subscribers can get At Bat 12 for free. Visit Indians.com for your details. He is making his 6th start of the year, and he's pitching in his 13th Major League season. This is the first time he has been in the American League with the Minnesota Twins, but has spent time with 6 other organizations over in the National League. He is 2-2 and a .626 earned run average. He's 1-1 in this ballpark. So we'll see what he has to offer today. He has pitched 1 game against the Indians, and he was roughed up in '06 when he was with the Cardinals. It was a 10-3 loss for Marquis and the Cardinals. Let's take a look at the Home Depot defense for the Minnesota Twins this afternoon. Behind him, it'll be Willingham in left, Mastriani in center, Komatsu is in right, Carroll at third, Dozier at short, Casilla at second, Parmalee at first, Maurer behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
James Hoy will call the balls and strikes. The crew chief, Jim Joyce, at first. Jim Reynolds at second. Mike Estabrook down at third. So we're all set to get underway today as Shin-Soo Choo will lead off for the Indians. Choo, the hero last night, with the go-ahead RBI single in the 9th. All in all, he was 1 for 4 last night. He was also hit by a pitch. Jason Marquis' first pitch of the day is strike 1 as Choo cuts and misses. .72 degrees, our game time temperature today. Just a few clouds. Low and away to even the count at 1-1. Tough to beat. Last 2 days really have been spectacular.
It's a beautiful day. A quick turnaround here. Just a short 2-game series before we head home for 2 with Seattle.
Choo takes a strike, and Marquis gets ahead 1-2.
Well, you mentioned it yesterday that the Minnesota Twins, this is just their 4th game against the Central Division in their own division. They are 1-2. But they will spend some time in the Central here in the next few weeks.
Close pitch, just a little bit outside 2-2. Marquis' 2-2 pitch, fouled right back by Choo.
Marquis, who has spent all of his time in the National League until this year, is pretty much like a Derek Lowe, a ground ball pitcher. You know, he will, if he's on his game, you will see a lot of ground balls, because when you look back from the National League from 2004 until last year, grounded into double plays. Lowe ranked second in the National League, Marquis third.
Really jammed him, got inside, and Choo thrown out by Dozier, 1 away. Well, just over 63% ground balls off the right arm of Jason Marquis since 2004, and that's 13th highest among active pitchers. So he does like to keep it on the ground.
So does Derek Lowe. So the 2 pitches we have today, you're going to see the infielders, I would think, doing a lot of work today.
Stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. 5-game streak, 10-game road streak. And he's 5th best in the American League with a .368 average on the road. 1 for 5 with a run scored last night. Now the line of the 1-1. Out of play. You know, if you just look at Marquis' total numbers, 2-2, and an ERA of over 6, certainly doesn't look very good. He's made 5 starts. 2 of those starts, one against Boston, one against Toronto. He's allowed 10 earned runs in 10 1/3 innings. In the other 3 games, he's 2-1 with a .476 ERA, and that certainly sounds a lot better and probably more akin to what you can expect from Jason Marquis. 2 away. He's also had a game against Minnesota, I should say against Seattle, in which he lost. He walked 6 Mariners hitters in that game.
Well, when you look at his split, it's 11 walks, 10 strikeouts. He's a guy that has to be. He right now reminds me of what they saw last night in Pavano. It's about 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got about an 83-mile-an-hour changeup to go with a curveball. So he's got to keep the ball in play. He's got to pitch to contact. He's not going to strike many out. And they have to have the same approach as they did the second time through last night with Pavano. I think they should take that approach today here to Jason Marquis as well.
Cabrera 1 for 3. He doubled and scored a run last night. Bunts third base line, but it goes foul. Jamie Carroll over there at third. He can bounce around. Obviously, we saw him in Cleveland, a utility guy that can play a number of different positions. Has dribbled down to the count 0-2. Just underway here in Minnesota. Marquis couldn't find the rubber with his foot. Did you see that?
I saw him go back and stop.
He was searching for it and he couldn't find it, and he said, wait a minute, let me start again.
Re-rack.
Yep. A little bit outside. 1-2. Indians with their 19-16 record, 2 games in front of Detroit. They've been in sole possession of first place for 13 straight days and 15 out of the last 17. Fouled back. And now after this game, they'll be going home for some serious home cooking.
Yes, indeed.
2 with Seattle, and then the Miami Marlins will be in town over the weekend. And then the Tigers will come to town the following week. Here's the 1-2. Bang foul, first base side.
Well, and then when a short stint to Chicago for 3 games. Yeah. And then right back.
And right back home again.
To play, what is it, Kansas City.
So the Indians, who have been battle tested on the road, 11-6 away from Progressive Field so far this year. Looking for their 12th road win of the season this afternoon. The 1-2 pitch to Cabrera. Another foul ball. Only Texas in the American League has more road wins than the Indians, and they are 13-6 away from Arlington. A little bit low. Boy, good at bat for Cabrera. He's showing some patience here as the at bat has gone on. He was aggressive early in the count. Now able to lay off and spoil some good pitches. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat coming up right here. And he pops him up. The shortstop Dozier out. And the Indians go 1-2-3. Twins come to bat against Derek Lowe when we return. First inning, let's have a look at Ron Gardenhire's starting lineup, brought to you by Kia. Darren Mastriani will lead it off, then Joe Mauer, followed by Josh Willingham, Ryan Domit, Brian Dozier, Chris Parmalee, then Eric Komatsu, Alexi Casilla, and Jamie Carroll.
Derek Lowe making his 8th start, 5-1 record, currently riding a 3-game winning streak. He's made only 1 start in this ballpark in his career, 1-4 against the Twins.
First pitch strike to Mastriani, who was 1 for 4 last night in the ballgame. One thing we noticed, though, when he hits it on the ground to an infielder, you better not take too much time.
No.
Get rid of it in a hurry, because he can run.
Yes, he can. This really should be a good matchup for Lowe this afternoon.
Throws it out, 1 away. Why do you say that?
I'll let you know after I give you the Indians defense, brought to you by
there it is.
Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. Damon, Brantley, and Shue in the outfield. Lopez, Cabrera, Kipnis, and Kochman on the infield, with Marson behind the plate. Because the Twins are second in all of baseball with 492 ground balls. They're guys that hit the ball on the ground. They trail only the Giants. So you've got a ground ball pitcher and a club that likes to hit the ball on the ground. The infielders better be ready.
Joe Mauer 0 for 4 last night. And he grounds 1 to second. 2 down. Our league leaders, brought to you by your Cleveland Akron area Lexus dealers. James Shields, number 1. How about Derek Lowe, number 2 in wins in the American League? How many people would have expected that? Almost 2 months into the season, at least a month and a half in.
Well, they tell you they knew that now. You go into the wintertime and they were wondering what the heck they were doing trading for Derek Lowe.
38-year-old guy. Well, the one thing that he was very upfront about in spring training, first time we talked to him, he said, hey, I blew it last year late in the season. And he goes, if I hadn't been so bad in September, I'd probably still be in Atlanta. But, you know, he came apart at the seams, and he says a big reason for that was mechanically he got out of whack. He feels like he's done a lot of work in the offseason to get back into form, and man, he has been some kind of good so far for the Indians. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by McDonald's Cherry Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Target Field, the 3-year-old home of the Minnesota Twins, and lately the Indians have made themselves right at home here in Minneapolis. The Tribe has won 4 straight and 6 of the last 8 here at Target Field. Carlos Santana leading off inning number 2. 1 for 2 with a run batted in last night. Wind appears to be blowing straight in from left field, but they've got that double deck seating in left field, so I don't know how much it'll affect the ball's hit to left. Looks like it'll shoot it out of here to right field, and Santana dumps one down into the right field corner. He's on his way to second base, and he's in there standing with a leadoff double. That's number 6 in the 2-bag department for Santana.
Marquis tried to follow his first fastball up with another one, and that wasn't going to work because Santana was ready for it. Still got that ball a little off the end of the bat, and that tells me that he's trying to pull, you know, because it's about an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Still hit it off the end of the bat.
Michael Brantley hitless last night with Santana at second. Jamie Carroll in on the grass at third. I think it's too early to bunt. You know, some managers like to get the early lead. They don't care what inning it is. I remember Rick, and this is going back a few years, but when Jim Leland was in Pittsburgh, if their leadoff guy got on, Jay Bell was bunting. I mean, it was automatic.
Well, it depends on who you have. This guy's swinging a hot bat. He's hitting 5th in your lineup today. You're in the 2nd inning. You got to let him go ahead and swing and drive him in, or at least pull the ball.
Sends one
That's
to
not going to get it done.
Left center. That will not get it done. It's out number 1. Injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Matt Kemp off to just a fantastic start this year. Is on the DL with a hamstring strain. 399 consecutive games. His streak comes to an end. Look at those numbers. And yet, if you look at Kemp's numbers and put him up against Josh Hamilton, and it's like, oh, he's having an okay year.
Yeah, I know it. Well, Andre Ethier's having a good year as his teammate, leading the league in RBIs. He's going to have to carry the weight until he gets back, and that's going to be hard to do.
Dodgers leading the NL West by 6 games over San Francisco. Entering play today. Jose Lopez 1 for 4 with a double last night, and he chops one to third. 2 down. Johnny Damon back in the lineup here this afternoon. Did not play last night. Speaking of that National League West, Jason Marquis was traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks last year. He only made 3 starts for the Diamondbacks because he was struck on the leg by a line drive against the New York Mets, and he suffered a fractured right leg, and it knocked him out for the rest of the year. Started last year with the Washington Nationals before being dealt to Arizona. Fouled back 1-1. Marquis came up with the Atlanta Braves, then went to St. Louis where he had most of his success. You mentioned it earlier. Hard to believe. 13th big league season.
Yeah. And he's only 33 years old, so he started young at the major league level.
Damon able to check on a ball that was up high, 2-1. In his last start against Toronto, he suffered his 100th career defeat. 106 career victories. Long look in. Now he's ready. Way up high, 3 balls and a strike. Casey Kotchman waits on deck. Another big crowd here at Target Field. Looks like if they're not sold out, they're very close to it. 3-1 pitch up high, and it's ball 4. First walk for Marquis today. It comes with 2 outs, and the Indians have 2 on for Casey Kotchman. When we arrived today, we saw a number of school buses in the parking lot. Good day for a field trip.
Well, yeah, when they're outdoors, the kids love coming out here to the ballpark.
School year's winding down, only a few weeks to go.
They're all up in the upper deck out there in left field. What a day to come to the ballpark and watch a day game, though. It is absolutely beautiful.
Casey Kotchman fouls it out of play. Kotchman had a big night last night for the Indians. First, a 2-run homer that staked them to their 4-1 lead. And then later in the ball game, it was Casey Kotchman's base hit that ultimately proved to bring around the game-winning run. Grounded inside the bag at third, down the left field line. Santana around third will score. On his way to third is Johnny Damon. And it's a 2-out RBI single for Casey Kotchman. His 12th ribby of the season. It gives the Indians a 1-0 lead.
Well, a beautiful approach there by Kotchman to keep that ball inside the bag at third, staying on that pitch and getting it past Carroll at third base. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. That ball down and away. That's about all you could do with that pitch. So a clutch 2-out base hit. He has had himself a good series here in Minnesota. Now the Indians will draw first blood. It's a 1-0 lead.
And that base hit pushes Casey Kotchman over the Mendoza line. He's up over 200 now on the year. Lou Marson. Poor Lou's got a long way to go to get to the Mendoza line. 0.95 his average.
Lou's still driving around the neighborhood looking for the interstate.
He's 2 hits, but only 21 at bats on the year. He just hasn't had much playing time. Hit that off his foot. Jason Marquis about to make his 35th pitch of the afternoon with 2 on, 2 out here in the second, and the Indians leading it 1-0. And that's outside a ball and 2 strikes. Boy, Ricky, he gave up the leadoff double to Santana, but then he gets Brantley and Lopez. And he just seemed to lose command in the Damon at bat. He really didn't come close. He threw 1 strike.
I don't know if he didn't want to pitch to Damon or whatever. He's only had 3 at bats against him before in his past. Hasn't had a hit. I don't know why he would do something like that. But then Kotchman, he hit a good pitch.
On the 1-2 to Lou. Did he go? They appeal. Yes, he did. That'll end the inning. But the Indians strike first with the 2-out RBI single by Casey Kochman. Middle of the second inning, 1-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the second inning here at Target Field. It is a 1-0 Indians lead. Ryan Domit, Brian Dozier, and Chris Parmalee will bat for the Twins. And Derek Lowe, first pitch strike. Domit was nearly the hero last night for Minnesota. His home run tied the game in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, the first one from the right side of the plate in almost a year. I think it was May 7th last year he hit his last home run from the right side.
Casey Kochman takes a hit away from Domit, and probably extra bases if it gets by him. Line it right at him. One away.
Right into the teeth of the defense. A lot of times when I'm not saying that was a good pitch, but when they hit the ball hard, your defense should be standing in that area.
Now Brian Dozier, 0 for 3 last night. And another strike. He has thrown 11 pitches, 9 strikes. And that is not lost on anybody in that Twins dugout as they're watching this game unfold. They're saying, well, you got to get up there and be ready to swing the bat early in the count.
Well, no question. But even Domit that hit that ball hard, that was an 0-2 pitch. So yeah, you got to be ready with Derek Lowe. He gets on that mound, and you know the thing you like about that. Oh, he stopped it.
Cabrera, bare hand grab and throw, not in time. So Dozier beats it out. An infield single, first hit for Minnesota.
Right around the feet of Derek Lowe, and that ball squeaks through. He was turned around. Didn't this happen to him at Boston where it got him in the right foot? When he turns, he's not in a fielding position. You know, he's sideways, but he does slow that ball down. It goes as an infield single.
Almost the exact same thing happened to him. It hit him off that right leg, except in Boston it hit and went to
second
the right.
base. Yeah, I think they got him out. I think it went right to Kipnis.
Yeah. So now Chris Parmalee, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter last night. And once again, Derek Lowe firing strikes. And as you said, Rick, he gets the ball, he's ready to go. He's not wandering around. He's not scratching his head. He's not running his fingers through his hair. He's gets the ball. Let's go. 1 on, 1 out, 1-1 count. Double play ball to second. Kipnis to Cabrera, back to first, inning-ending double play. So Derek Lowe's got the ground ball working here this afternoon. After 2, it's the Indians 1 and the Twins nothing. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to stay tuned later in the ball game for Miller Time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Top of the order for the Indians here in inning number 3. Shin-Soo Choo, Jason Kipnis, and Asdrubal Cabrera. First time through the order, Jason Marquis allowed 2 hits, a walk, a strikeout, 1 run. Chu bangs it foul. Just past Indians first base coach Tom Wiedenbauer. Steve Smith coaching at third.
Well, that's what Chu says. He's not going to change his approach because he's in that number 1 spot. He's going to be the same kind of hitter as he was in the number 3 hole, number 6 hole. And today, first 2 times up, he swung at the first pitch, which is okay if it's a pitch you like and you're looking for.
And the 0-2. Chu fights it off, but it's foul. You know, Rick, when you're looking for a leadoff hitter, I mean, how many games do you give it to say, okay, we've got a good look and now we can make a decision one way or the other?
When you're starting to change and look for leadoff hitters, you know, usually you like one that a guy that is going to get on. He'll take a walk. He'll go deep in the count. He can steal bases. Chu's not a legitimate leadoff hitter, but you know, Manny's putting him there because they have nobody else. Well, they do, Brantley, but Brantley started hitting after they moved him out of that leadoff hole. You like a guy in that leadoff spot with energy, somebody that provides a little energy and some spark. Michael, I mean, he's a good player, but Michael's laid back. He's a mellow guy. I like to see energy at the top spot.
A little bit outside. 1-2.
Oh, nice shot there, just off the dish. That's a good pitch. It was just on that inside right line of the batter's box from the right side.
The 1-2. Same area, outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But you can see when those pitchers get ahead of you how they like to tease you and get you to chase at pitches like that. That's where hitters come up, and you have to learn to lay off those pitches. You get yourself back into a count.
Especially a veteran like Marquis. He's going to try to nibble once he gets a hit.
Sure. That's
Same
three
spot
straight.
again.
Now you go from 0-2 to 3-2, so that turns into a good at bat. Now you see that's fine. Chu didn't go out there and chase, and he's sitting up here to live another pitch.
He's gone off the plate 3 in a row. What does he do here? Came back on the plate just a bit, and it was up. Stays 3-2. Well, if you're Chewy, I guess you almost have to keep looking away. That's where he's.
Sure, you always look away. You react in. You know, if he wants to come in, that's fine. You just don't get too big. You're trying to get on base. That's beautiful.
That is drilled to left center. That's in the gap. That's going to the wall. Chu is on his way to second base with a great leadoff at bat here in inning number 3. His 8th double of the year, second two-bagger of the game for the Indians.
Yeah, the last one leading off last inning. That was a great at-bat by Chu. He fell down in the count, and there it is. He gets that ball away. It was a little run to it, but he didn't want to walk him, so he keeps it on the plate, and Chu just puts a good stroke on it to left center field. That's when Chu is at his finest right there. Good swing, rewarded with a double.
Now Jason Kipnis, who flied to left his first time up. Pitch inside for ball 1.
He wanted that pitch. That looked like it had a little comeback to it on the inside part of the plate.
Line to left, but slicing out of play. .394 average with runners in scoring position.
Well, Marquis is going to try and do his best to try and keep Kipnis from pulling this ball.
Came inside.
Second pitch in there. Second pitch in there to keep him honest. He does not want Jason to pull the ball to the right side, but that's what Kipnis has to do.
Jason's also got a pretty good hole on the left side of the infield with the shortstop shading the runner. But he pulls it right at the first baseman and almost threw it away. Man, that was a bad decision by Parmalee. He fired it to second base, but Dozier wasn't there. Dozier had to collide with Chu just to catch the ball.
Yeah, he really shouldn't have thrown the ball, and it wasn't Dozier's fault. He had to go up and catch it. Chu was on the bag safely, and he collided with him to knock him down, and you can see him apologizing to him. That's just a play that Chu wasn't fooled. It was a semi-line drive hit, and Parmalee got carried away. Chu was back easily. He got excited, got caught up in the moment. Boom. Down goes Chu.
1 on 1 out for Asdrubal Cabrera now. Popped up his first time to the plate. Bang foul. And a strike called. It's 0-2. Now this is where Cabrera was in his first at bat, but then he battled Marquis, and I think all these Indians hitters have watched him work now. They know he's going to get ahead and then try to nibble, try to get you to widen your strike zone.
Chu leading off this inning. Same situation.
Up high, 1-2 the count. 1-0 Indians lead it. We're in the third. Chu the leadoff double, but Kipnis lined out to first, so he's still there. And there's a ground ball up the middle. It's through. Coming around third, Chu will score, and it's a 2-0 Indians lead. As Drupal Cabrera with the RBI single give him a baker's dozen. 13 ribbies now on the year.
Well, Marquis tried to sneak the heater by him inside and didn't get there. Nice reaction by Asdrubal. Watch how quick his hands are. They went in there, and that ball was inside. You know, he was going away, but Cabrera gets enough of this ball to get it under the glove of Casilla at second base. Will drive home Chu, and that's an Indian second run. Good at bat by Cabrera.
Now Santana, who doubled into the right field corner his first time up.
You know, that's a case of point, Matt, where you've heard a lot of guys, hitters talk. I talk about just react in. You know, you can look away and react in. He didn't try and do too much, but he still got enough of it on the ball to get it through the infield and hit it at the right spot. He's very quick inside, and most hitters are. They just got to trust their hands.
It goes without saying that that's exactly what you talked about with Santana now for quite a while here. He's so pull happy that if he just looked away and reacted in,
because he's so quick inside, he just doesn't realize how. A lot of times hitters they talk themselves into getting a longer swing or a bigger swing.
Or guys get it in the back of their mind, I don't want to get beat inside.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing. They never want to get jammed or beat inside with a fastball. But if you swing at a fastball inside and react to it, you would be amazed how quick you are. Don't swing in off the plate. I'm saying strikes on the plate. And that one to Cabrera was on the plate. This is a guy that he's still, a young hitter when it comes to length of experience at the major league level.
Marquis' 2-1 pitch. And that's a double play ball to second. That gets him out of the inning. As Drupal Cabrera, though, adds to the Indians' lead with the RBI single. 2-0 Tribe, middle of the third. here at Target Field in Minneapolis. Bottom third of the Minnesota order coming up here. Eric Komatsu, Alexei Casilla, and Jamie Carroll. And what do you know? A first pitch strike from Derek Lowe. Line drive left field. Damon makes the head high catch. One away. Good at bat. Good approach by Komatsu. But he hit it right into the tracks of Johnny Damon. Now we'll get a look at our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Len Barker's perfect game on this date, 1981, was the first in which designated hitters were used. Interesting. Name the DHs for both teams in that game. You, of course, are excluded from answering.
I recuse myself.
Go stand in the corner until we have all the answers.
I'm taking the headset off when they come back with the answers.
Putting you in the cone of silence.
But that doesn't mean I know it. that's how long ago it was.
I think I know who the Indians was. Alexei Casilla looks at the ball outside. Strike called. 2-2. And drilled. That's a base hit in the alley. Brantley will cut it off. Casilla is going to turn and head for second. And the throw cut off. A one-out double by Alexei Casilla.
Good hustle on the part of Alexei Casilla to get himself into scoring position. He plugged the gap and he realized that, hey, it's going to be to the left of Brantley in center field. I'm going to force him to get the ball and make a play. He just kept right on running and there wasn't a play. Good hustle for Casilla. That is his 5th double.
So a one-out base runner out for Jamie Carroll. Two balls, no strikes.
No, the last two guys, he's 6 and 9 first pitch strikes. So 2 in a row for Lowe falling behind, but that's okay. They're close. And Jamie Carroll, he's a guy that he's going to make you get in the zone. He's not afraid. He's one of those hitters that never has been afraid to hit with 2 strikes on. You can see he's pretty good numbers against Lowe in his career.
There's a called strike. Lowe fires. And it's ball 4. So 2 on. The 8 and 9 hitters are aboard with 1 out for Darren Mastriani.
Well, create memories with your family at Progressive Field this year with the Indians Flex Packs. It's presented by Discount Drug Mart, and you can use 10 tickets however you want. Even bring your entire family down for the second fireworks show that'll take place Friday night. With flexible game and seating options, it's totally up to you. Log on to Indians.com or you can call 216-420-HITS for your tickets.
And a first pitch strike to Mastriani, who grounded to third his first time up. The 0-1. Foul tip. Two on, one out. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. He stays alive.
This is where Derek's going to expand his zone and try and get this kid to swing at a ball out of the zone. He got him. It was a good pitch. Might have been off the plate, but he got a piece of it. Be interesting to see. Watch this kid go down the line if he hits a ground ball.
A little bit low and away. 1-2. Double play ball to second. Kipnis to Cabrera. Back to first. An inning-ending double play for the second inning in a row. 3 complete from Target Field. The Indians 2 and the Twins nothing. Two 2-0 Indians, 4th inning here at Target Field. Brantley, Lopez, and Damon due up for the Indians against Jason Marquis, who has needed 57 pitches to get through the first 3 innings. He's allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. He has walked 1, struck out 1. A little bit outside. Bounce to first, fair ball down the right field line. That goes all the way down into the corner. Brantley on his way to second. He's going to turn and burn for 3. The throw to third, not in time. A leadoff triple for Michael Brantley. His second 3-bagger on the year. I had a feeling, Rick, once it got past that little cutout in the sidewall that he had a chance.
Oh, yeah, you got to go for it then. Gets down into the corner. They'd have to make 2 great throws to get him, and he missed his first cutoff man. And for the 3rd straight inning, an extra base hit will lead it off. The 2 doubles and now the triple by Michael Brantley. And when it goes into that corner, he was looking for a sign. Usually as a hitter, you'll make it up. Watch this.
that's when you make up your mind. He'll look over to Smitty. And then Smitty was waving him all the way, you know, and good thing he did, because he gets over there in time. Started out at third base.
Jose Lopez grounded to third his first time up. Infield is back, except at the corners where Parmalee and Carroll are even with the bags.
Yeah, anything to the middle part of the infield will get you an RBI on the ground once it gets past the pitcher.
Weekly grounded up the third base line. Brantley never moved. Lopez back to home plate, 0-2 the count.
Well, the table has been set now for the last 3 innings for the Indians. Second inning, it took a 2-out base hit by Kochman to get the man home. Cabrera got a nice at bat and drove it in with a single. And now you get a couple of free at bats to try and get in your third run.
And Lopez with a liner caught by Casilla. University Hospital's minor league update looks like this. Francisco Lindor last night in a 6-3 win over Great Lakes for Lake County, 2 for 4 with a home run, hitting over 300, 17 ribbies so far on the year. Young man with loads of potential. All right, Minnesota brings the infield in. Cut of the grass around the horn for Johnny Damon. And pitch up high, ball 1. Damon walked his first time up. Damon looks at fouled on the left side. He's had a propensity to pop a lot of balls up here in his brief time with the Tribe, and you can't afford one of those right now. Up high again, 2 balls and a strike. Again, Minnesota with the infield drawn in with Brantley at third and 1 out. Up high again, 3-1.
He's second straight at bat. He's having a tough time throwing Damon strikes.
Damon in a good spot here. He can zero in on a pitch that he can handle to at least get that run home from third. And he checks his swing and rolls it right back to the mound, 2 down. On a 3-1 pitch. Oh boy. Looked like he hit it right on the handle too.
Well, he checked his swing and it still broke his bat. He didn't even try and hit that ball. He tried to hold up.
So the Twins infield backs up. 2 down. Casey Kochman, who had the RBI single just inside the bag at third his last time up, steps to the plate. And it's ball 1 up high. High again, 2-0. Marquis is at 70 pitches now with 2 outs in the 4th inning. 3 balls, no strikes. Lou Marson on deck.
Well, it looks like here now that Kochman got him last time with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, he's going to be very careful with Marson on deck. Doesn't look like he wants to throw him. Remember, Casey hit a great pitch down and away down the 3rd baseline to drive in Santana. So he's just going to put him on.
Walked him on 4 straight.
Indians Perfect 10 Flex Packs presented by Discount Drug Mart. The perfect way to get all your friends out to the ballpark this year. Use 10 tickets however you want. Bring 1 friend to 5 firework nights or a group of 10 to collect your favorite bobblehead. Starting with Joe Carter. That'll take place all on Sunday. We plan on having Joe on the air on Friday night. He's going to be around the ballpark all weekend long. So grab your tickets. Come on out to the ballpark. Should be a great weekend.
So 1st and 3rd with 2 down, and Lou Marson with a check swing, and that's foul up the first base side. Marson struck out his first time up on a check swing. That's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just a little bit in off the plate.
Marquis 1-1. Adam out in front of ball and 2 strikes. First and 3rd with 2 away. Lou Marson down on the count of ball and 2 strikes. Right back up the middle. Marquis knocks it down, recovers, throws low, and they just do get Marson. So the Indians get a leadoff triple, but they do not score, and it's 2-0 Cleveland, middle of the 4th. Two 2-0 Indians, bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Joe Mauer, Josh Willingham, and Ryan Doman. Mauer ground ball to second base his first time up. 2-0 the count. Six ground ball outs for Derek Lowe through the first 3 innings. That's inside. He missed 3-0. Three and one for Mauer, who's hit .276 so far this year. 1 home run, 7 doubles, 15 driven in. Draws a leadoff walk. Minnesota gets their leadoff man aboard for the first time today. Now Josh Willingham. Willingham earlier this year had a 15-game hitting streak, which is a career high for him. Drove in a dozen runs during that tear with 4 doubles and 5 home runs. And that covered his first 15 games in a Twins uniform. And that's a Twins record, tying Kirby Puckett. Up the middle, right there is Kipnis. Flip to Cabrera. On to first, another double play.
How about that? I mean, that ball was smoke, but they had him played perfectly. That again looked like it went between the legs of Lowe. Kipnis was there for the backhand, an easy flip to Cabrera, and on to complete the 3rd double play of the afternoon.
Well, you know, we talk about positioning and the shifting that goes on in baseball, and the fact that, you know, they've got charts that tell you how often guys will hit a ball to a certain spot. There's a perfect example of why you do that.
Well, and it got through the feet of Lowe too. It went right between his legs. And
well, that's on the chart. Ball goes through the legs.
Just make sure, Derek, you keep your feet apart.
Your feet.
That was beautiful. 3 double plays. We figured it would match up well with those guys because we told you Minnesota hits a lot of ground balls. And when you've got a ground ball pitcher going up against a team like that, defense, be ready. Well, they have been. 3 double plays today. Credit Lowe for making it pitches when he has had to.
2-1 to count on Ryan Domit with 2 down in the 4th. 45 pitches thus far for Lowe.
So far on the year now, Derek Lowe with 9 ground ball double plays. He has induced hitters to hit into. That ties him with Carl Pavano for the Twins.
Bounce to first. Lowe over to cover. Takes the flip. And the Twins are erased in the 4th. 2-0 Cleveland as we go to the 5th inning. Ball is brought to you by Panini's with 17 locations in Northeast Ohio. And by Levin's, home of the CLE Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. And we move now to the 5th inning at Target Field, where the Indians hold a 2-0 lead. They could have, should have more, but that's the situation. Top of the order, Shin-Soo Choo. He doubled and scored in the 3rd. He ropes one to deep left. Back is Willingham. He's out of room. It's out of here. Shin-Soo Choo, his 2nd home run of the year, makes it a 3-0 Indians lead. Well, that's that great approach. He doubled to left center his last time up, and now he drives one out to straightaway left field here in the 5th.
Well, and that's a byproduct of that last at bat, I believe. He really put a good swing on a pitch last at bat. He stayed on this at bat and takes him to left field. And this ball had a little carry to it, and it just gets out of there. So the 4th straight inning where the Indians have had an extra base hit to lead the inning off. This one, he could touch them all.
Now Jason Kipnis 0 for 2. Kipnis hit one right on the button his last time up, but he lined it to first baseman Chris Parmalee.
That would be a good sight to see Choo get in a groove, especially in that leadoff spot, wouldn't it?
No doubt about it. We've been waiting for him to get hot. Kipnis punched out. I don't think he was real. I don't think he and James Hoy were on the same page in that AB. 2nd strikeout for Marquis. And let's go back to last night. Our great clips moment of the night as Choo drives it up the middle, providing a winning run for the Indians. Great clips. It's going to be great.
You know, with every clutch hit you get as a hitter, it gives you a little more confidence. You know, you get to see results. So he's just built on that confidence he got last night with that hit right there.
3 hits in his last 4 at bats.
Yeah, and a couple of extra base hits, which is very good.
Now as Drupal Cabrera drove in a run his last time up in the 3rd.
And what I liked that hit last night, Matt, was right center field. Then the double to left center, and then the home run to left. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign, too. Crushed deep right and gone. As Drupal Cabrera's 4th home run of the year. And it's now a 4-0 Indians lead. Boy, that ball shot out of here as Drupal Cabrera crunched it. Well, the Indians with a couple of blasts off Marquis here in the 5th.
Oh boy, that's not where you wanted it. He was on the knees praying. Can I have that pitch back again? Fastball, you see Mauer was not going to get it. He was already reaching to get a ball from the umpire when he saw that one go off the bat. That one was hammered.
I think the phrase "put it on a tee" comes to mind right there. That was in the proverbial wheelhouse. 412 feet. The distance on the home run. 2 solo blasts here in the 5th. Indians made it 4-0. Santana takes a strike. 1-2 the count. There's a long fly ball deep right field. Gone to Souvenir City. Carlos Santana, his 5th home run of the year. Back-to-back homers. And the 3rd home run of the inning for the Tribe. And they now lead it 5-0.
Holy smokes.
And none of them have been cheapies. They've all three been tattooed.
Seems like each one's going farther and farther. He gives this one a little swinging room on the outside part of the plate. This one pulled down the line. So 3 solo bombs, and all Marquis can do is say, give me another baseball. Wow. 6 extra base hits out of their 8 hits.
Michael Brantley, he tripled to lead off the 4th.
No, that'll give us time to send out our birthday wishes. We got to send one out to our own Mike Pacta down in the truck. Happy birthday, Mike. Didn't realize it today, but yes, it is your birthday. So a happy birthday to you.
And now Brantley with a base hit into center field, his second hit of the game. And Marquis is getting wrapped around by the Indians now. 3rd time through the order. They have really zeroed in on him.
4 out of the last 5 guys have teed off on him. You're right. Now comes Rick Anderson. That'll let us finish up our birthday wishes. Also, our good buddy Joe Tate on May 15th. It is his birthday. Joe, happy birthday to you. Phil Geibel is turning 26 from Menor. And Earl Blewett from Sun City Center, Florida, is 87 years young today. Earl, happy birthday to you.
Rick Anderson heading back to the dugout after a brief meeting with Marquis.
Boy, there's not much you can say. They'll just give the pull time.
Well, you know,
time.
The Indians had some opportunities to maybe blow this one open earlier, but he kept somehow navigating his way through. But they have not let him off the hook here in this inning.
He wiggled his way through down at the bottom part of the lineup. He's not doing it at the top part, I'll tell you that.
Lopez with a high towering drive to left, but this one will stay in the yard. 2 down. Now, if you need to fill your tank, you can win a $100 gas card courtesy of your Northeast Ohio Shell retailer at True North convenience stores. Visit STOHD.com and enter for your chance to win. One new winner will be picked each week from now until September 26th. Johnny Damon 0 for 1. He has walked and grounded out. Brantley takes off. Mauer's throw, not in time. I'm not sure that Brantley slid or if he just dove onto the bag.
Well, it was a late slide.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to try and get a stolen base because that's only his 3rd. He's been caught 4 times. Watch how late he slides. And that dirt, you come back up and you're going to knock the shortstop back. A little bit of a late slide, but he gets in there safely.
He's in scoring position now for Damon. Center fielder Mastroianni shading Damon the other way toward left. Willingham over a little bit toward the line. Damon last time up had a 3-1 count with a runner 3rd, 1 out, and on a check swing he broke his bat and rolled it right back to the pitcher's mound. Waves at a pitch, 2-1. Three for 23 since joining the Indians. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike. He's had good counts every time he's been up. He walked in that 2nd inning. I mentioned he had the 3-1 count in the 4th. And so for whatever reason, Marquis has been unable to really get ahead of Damon. Rolled to 2nd. And that ends the inning. But the Indians break out the big bats here in the 5th. Chu, Cabrera, Santana all going deep. 5-zip Cleveland. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 in favor of the Indians. And Derek Lowe, once again, the beneficiary of some good offensive support. Brian Dozier, an infield single his first time up. Chop to third, fair by Lopez. Damon will play it off the sidewall and a leadoff double for Brian Dozier.
That ball up in middle of the plate, but you watch it stays right inside the bag. Takes that high hop. Gets it down into left field. The third hit for the Twins. 2 of them extra base hits.
Chris Parmelee banged into a double play. His first time up. Takes ball 1 down low. Out of play. Grounded to short. Cabrera will throw out Parmelee, 1 away. Our highlight reel brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. In the 2nd inning, 1 on, 1 out. Chris Parmelee bangs into a 4-6-3 double play. And then in the 3rd with 2 on and 1 out, Mastroianni hits into an inning-ending double play, 4-6-3. Then in the 4th inning, well, why not? One more time, 4-6-3. All 3 double plays have gone the same way here today. Komatsu up the middle. Kipnis. Backhand throws him out. 2 away. So you get that double play and it messes everything up. Or you get the double.
Well, right. You give him the extra base. And then you can't turn it unless you let him hit a line drive. And Derek is not going to be so kind.
Alexei Kusia doubled his last time up. And a bang foul over into the Twins dugout. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hit on the ground to short. Cabrera sets, throws, got him. Another strong inning for Derek Lowe. And it remains 5-0 Cleveland. Any Cleveland area Subway restaurant to pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Move along to the 6th inning. I think they got a new pitcher in Milton, Anthony Swarzak. Jason Marquis goes 5 innings and allows 5 runs on 9 hits. The big number will be 3 home runs.
Yeah, all in 1 inning, last inning.
And 6 extra base hits total. Kochman bangs it to first. Behind the bag, Parmalee will take it himself. 1 away. All right, time now for the AT&T trivia question answer. Who were the DHs in the perfect game on this date, 1981? Well, I guess George Order. That was wrong. So my second guess was Thunder, Andy Thornton.
Yeah, I think so.
I have no idea for Toronto.
Not down, but up. Upshaw.
Willie Upshaw.
Thunder for the Indians. Willie Upshaw for the Jays.
And Lou Marson goes around for a strike. Is it a product of not playing a lot? I've seen him a lot in between checking swings.
It is. It's no at bats. He's not picking up the baseball very well at all. He's not having very good swings.
Chops to third.
It certainly is. And you don't know pitchers. He doesn't have that many at bats.
All right, let's go ahead and flash it back for you on this date, 1981.
Wind up, here it comes. Fly ball center field. Manning coming on, he's there. He catches it. Len Barker has pitched the no-hitter. A perfect game for Len Barker. And the stands erupt. The players go out. Len Barker being surrounded on the field. He has made baseball history here tonight.
And that's the radio call by Herb Score. Sometimes rarely heard because a lot of people, it was a unique deal in that it was actually televised. There weren't a lot of games on TV, especially home games.
That's right.
So a lot of folks have heard the Joe Tate call over the years because that game was on television, but that was the radio call of Herb Score.
Yes, it was.
You ever get tired of seeing it or talking about it?
No,
I mean,
it's something that's probably the best game I've ever played in.
What, 21? That's it, right? 21?
21 perfect games, yeah. Umber was the 21st in Major League history, so you never get sick of it.
And the first two were before the turn of the century, before the turn of the 20th century.
And the great thing is Lenny is still in the Cleveland area. He's working there. He's a head coach out at college there. It's really great. He's been able to stick around there. Charbonneau was in left field. Joe's back in Cleveland and has been there. That's 31 years ago, my friend.
Yeah, Lenny Barker's the head coach of Notre Dame College now.
Yes, he is.
He attended a fundraiser for their baseball program in the offseason, and their head coach, they just announced that he was moving on to another program, and the job was open. And congratulations to Lenny, and you know he'll do a great job. Now the 1-2 to Chu.
Thunder Thornton still in the area, the Cleveland area. So there's 4 guys right there that played in that ball game that are still in the Cleveland area, which is a rarity nowadays and always has been.
So many of you guys who played for the Indians in the 70s and into the 80s, and the Browns in the 70s and into the 80s, made Cleveland your home. And when none of you guys were from here, or even remotely close to from here, but so many of you guys have decided to, hang your shingle up and call it a day.
You want to stay, you be around the community.
Chu draws a walk and a 2-out base runner. Going to bring up Jason Kipnis. All right. Lenny's perfecto was the 10th in Major League history, and it was the first since Addie Joss in 1909. 11 strikeouts, all came after the 3rd inning. He never went to 3 balls on a
that's amazing for Lenny.
And maybe the most amazing note of all, Ron Hassey.
Yeah.
Who caught 2 perfect games.
Yeah, he ended up catching Martinez's against L.A. Yeah, Hoghead. Yes, indeed. I think he's in the Marlins organization right now.
Kipnis opposite to center. Back goes Mastroianni. Pulls it down. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Minneapolis. It's the Indians 5 and the Twins nothing. 5-0 Indians lead it, bottom of the 6th inning, and for the Twins it will be Jamie Carroll in the top of the order. And that's outside. 1-1. Grounded to third, right at Lopez. 1 down. Here's our in-game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Casey Kochman with an RBI single got the Indians on the board first. Then his dribble Cabrera with an RBI hit in the third made it 2-0, and then bombs away. Chu, Cabrera, Santana all homering in the 5th. Find out about over 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Mastriani 0 for 2. 2 balls and a strike.
This is a kid here that hit into the double play back in the 3rd inning, but he hit a ball right on the nose to second base, and we had Murph in the truck keep a watch on him going from the right side of the plate. He was down there in 3.97, so under 4 seconds to first base. From the right side, that's flying.
Well, you can see these infielders now when he's at the plate, they know they've got to unload in a hurry.
Yeah, you shorten it up and you know the guy. That's all part of playing defense, knowing the speed of the base runner. But this young man hasn't been up very long, just a few games. He can run.
Joe Mauer 0 for 1 with a walk. That's out of play. The 1-1. Five runs on 9 hits for the Indians. No runs, 3 hits for Minnesota. A 1-out single by Brian Dozier in the 2nd. A 1-out double by Alexi Casilla in the 3rd. And a leadoff double by Brian Dozier in the 5th. That's been it for Minnesota.
Well, it's been the double play ball from Derek Lowe that has shortened a lot of the innings, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. Derek Lowe now has 14 ground ball outs. Make it 15.
Kochman with the flip, and the inning is over. Derek Lowe on 70 pitches is shutting out the Minnesota Twins through 6. retiring the side 1-2-3 in the 6th inning for just the second time today. But as you pointed out, the double play ball has been his best friend. It has short circuited any kind of potential Twins uprising.
Boy, and they hit ground balls, boy, and it keeps your pitch count down. And 15 ground ball outs now by Derek Lowe.
As Dribble Cabrera 2 for 3 today, homered his last time up. White Sox lead the Tigers 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 2nd in the Windy City. Out of play. The Mariners are in Boston for a game this afternoon, and then Seattle will trek to Cleveland for a brief 2-game series that opens tomorrow night at Progressive Field. Indians and Twins tomorrow night, and then Wednesday afternoon.
On that 2-game series, it's the same in Cleveland. It'll be a night game and then a quick 12 o'clock turnaround for the second game of that Seattle series.
1 away. All right, as promised earlier, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. And in the 5th, Shin-Soo Choo led off with an opposite field home run. And then Cabrera with a towering blast out the right field. And then Santana really got into one. Deep out of here down the right field line.
Yeah, this was a launching pad here in the 5th inning. 3 in the top half of the inning.
Cabrera and Santana were back-to-back, 3 in all.
That was the first time that they've hit 3 homers in an inning since the 27th of September 2010 against Detroit.
High pop, left field. Willingham fighting the sun, makes the catch. 2 down. Well, thanks to the 3 home run inning in the 5th, we've raised quite a bit of money today for the Gathering Place. Every time the Indians homer this year, Rick and I donate $5 each. Great Clips donates $50. And our season total, $1,860. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. Michael Brantley, 2 for 3, a single, a double. The 11 games in the 6-game road trip for Brantley. Dozier throws him out. Indians go 1-2-3. Stretch time in Minneapolis, brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Call 216-444-CARE for an appointment today. 5-0 Indians, bottom of the 7th inning, and a look in from our Panini's camera here at Target Field. Stop by and get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. Josh Willingham, Ryan Domit, Brian Dozier from Minnesota here in the 7th. And the 1-1 in for a called strike.
Looking at the count.
It's 2 balls and a strike.
He's worried about the count. You're right. The scoreboard was messed up, I think. It's 2 balls, 1 strike.
They still got it wrong.
Well, it's a day game.
Now they got it.
There you go.
Right back up the middle, but guess who's there? Jason Kipnis.
That happened to him there in the 4th inning, and I'll be darned if he doesn't do it the exact same next time at 4-3. First bobblehead giveaway of the year will take place on Sunday. The first 15,000 fans through the gates will take home a keepsake of fan favorite Joe Carter. Log on to Indians.com, get your tickets. Call 216-420-HITS. Joe is in for the weekend.
That, by the way, was the 6th assist today for Jason Kipnis. And he has been the guy who has started all 3 of their double plays.
Yeah. And 16 ground ball outs.
Bullseye, 2-1. The 2-1. In for a strike to even the count. Well, you talked about the ground ball outs. Just look at the last out in this game that was made that was not a ground ball out was to lead off the 3rd inning.
Komatsu. Fly ball to the left. He's only had 3 of them. Willingham hit one in his first at bat. Dalmat did.
That's grounded foul by Ryan Domit, and the count.
I mean, it is actually fun. It would be a treat if you were an infielder to play behind low. You know, man, let's go. He means business. You're ready for every pitch, every swing. You're expecting the ball hit to you. I think the last time up it was Hanahan at third base in Boston that had most of the damage. Remember, he kept all the work. Today it's Kipnis. But it's going to be one of you guys out there on the infield.
One hop smash through. And a base hit for Ryan Domit. It's the 4th hit allowed by Lowe here today. Well, let's send it back right now to the Hyundai Studios for an in-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski. Double play ball to Kipnis, to Cabrera, back to first, not in time. That ball just wasn't hit quite hard enough to turn 2, but they gave it a heck of an effort trying to do it. And wouldn't you know it, it would start with Kipnis again.
Yeah, it just didn't have enough steam on it. Watch, they're playing back, and this ball just comes out, just too much time on the ground. And plus,
at first base, Dahman got a chance to get the legs out of from Cabrera where he couldn't really get much on the throw. On the return throw back, Kochman did his best job of cheating over there.
Now here Chris Parmelee, 0 for 2. And a strike call. It's going to go foul. And a count quickly, 0-2. Next pitch will be the 85th of the game for Lowe. 84 pitches, 54 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Brian Dunsing, left-hander, up in the Minnesota Twins bullpen. Looks like he'll be coming on in relief of Anthony Swarzak. Tribe's pen is quiet. Back out of play. A lot of day baseball in the National League. Philly over Houston 3-1 in the 7th. Padres lead the Nationals 5-1 also in the 7th. Cubs and Cardinals tied at 3. They're in the 5th. That's an old school rivalry right there playing in Busch. Two down on the 1-2 pitch. Checked. It was low. Wide of the mark and a full count. Derek looking for that 3rd out here in the 7th. Keep the Twins off the scoreboard. Runner goes. And it's low, ball 4. Third walk issued by Lowe. And it brings up Eric Komatsu, who was 0 for 2 on the day. Derek Lowe's 90th pitch of the day is fouled at the plate, beat it right into the ground. It's hard to tell, Rick, if he's tiring or if he's just maybe a little frustrated in this inning. He's had to make 20 pitches, which is the most he's made in any inning here today. That's up the middle. Cabrera flags it down, throws to first. Not in time.
Not so sure if Kochman could stay on the bag there. With that throw, it almost looked like he smothered it. Wasn't sure if his foot was on or he just beat it out. It'll go as an infield single. Cabrera I don't think could flip it to second base. I thought that's what he might do, but it was a tough play. And then Kochman has to come up. Let's take a look at it. He probably just beats it out. Yes, he did. He kept his foot on the base. He beat it out. It was a nice pick by Kochman. So an infield hit. After the walk, they'll have the bases loaded and 2 outs now.
I agree with you. He might have had a better chance at second base,
but
the way his momentum was going, I don't know if he could have stopped to flip it.
I thought he might try. You know, well, we've seen Cabrera try anything, you know, out there at second base, but he elected to go to first. His momentum carried him across and just couldn't get enough on the throw. That's all. Now they're just letting their bullpen start getting loose.
Came so very close
I
to
don't
getting.
think anybody has thrown a pitch yet.
No, came so close to getting a double play to get out of the inning to begin with. But then the walk to Parmalee, and now the infield hit by Komatsu, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Alexi Casilla. And we will now get activity in the Tribe bullpen. As Lowe, just over 90 pitches on the day, delivers. Casilla sends a high fly ball right field. Chu is there. He's got it, and the Twins leave him loaded. 7 shutout innings for Derek Lowe, and the Indians are cruising 5-0.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Eighth inning here in Minneapolis, and left-hander Brian Dunsing is coming on now for Minnesota. Anthony Swarzak went 2 scoreless innings of relief. He walked 1 batter. And now Dunsing for the 16th time this year. No wins, 2 losses, but an ERA of just over 2. It doesn't look like Derek Lowe's day is over.
No. He's still got the arm wrapped up. Talking Lou Marson about a couple of pitches that look like they may have taken off on him.
And there's nobody throwing in the Tribe pen.
Not yet, anyway.
Jose Lopez 0 for 3 on the day. That's lined up the middle. Dunsing went down into a crouch to make sure it didn't take his hat off with it. And the Indians get their leadoff man aboard here in the 8th.
Well, you talk about return to sender. He delivers that baseball, and Lopez hits it back harder than he threw it. Gets it into center field. 10th hit for the Indians today. They're in double digits.
We talked about this, I think, last night. The
Keep
Indians
it intact
are undefeated when they out-hit their opponents.
Yeah, they out-hit them 8-5 last night. It's 10-5 tonight.
Damon rolls it over to first. They get one. The return throw not in time. Today's box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to see the 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Well, Chu with a big day at the top spot, double and a homer. There's Dribble, Cabrera, and Santana with back-to-back homers. Michael Brantley with 2 more hits. He has 11 on the road trip. So all in all, a good day. And Casey Kochman got him on the board first with a base hit, an RBI single to left. He stands in now with 1 on, 1 out. Kochman was 2 for 4 with a home run last night. 1 for 2 this afternoon. He also walked back in the 4th inning. Bloop to center. Mastriani in to catch it. 2 down.
Well, bring all your friends to Progressive Field this year for Indians Flex Packs. That is presented by Discount Drug Mart. You can use 10 tickets however you want. Bring a group of 10 out for the second fireworks show of the season. That'll be Friday night. Or take one friend to collect all 5 bobbleheads.
Two down with a runner at first. Lou Marson 0 for 3 on the day. Two down, a 2-2 count. And Marson tried to shoot it inside the bag, and Parmalee made a nice backhanded diving stop to end the inning. Middle of the 8th, 5-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Minnesota. Aaron Cunningham has come into the ball game in left field. And Derek Lowe still chucking. Misses low, ball 1 to Jamie Carroll, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Tribe's bullpen is quiet. And a strike called. I don't know how old school Derek Lowe is, but you know, a lot of starters, especially veterans, and they want to start what they finish when they've got a chance at a complete game shutout. Now, whether or not he's got enough pitches left in him to do that, I don't know. He's already at 94.
Well, it'll depend on this inning, how many pitches he throws, I would think. Yeah. He had a, you know, 7th, he had to end up having the most pitches in this game.
Line to right. Chu goes to the knees to make the catch. He was already playing him shallow, so he didn't have a long way to go, but it was still a little bit in between. And then he makes the grab for out number 1. You know, the other thing about Lowe, Rick, is he hasn't had to make, other than that 7th inning, many stressful pitches at all.
No, he has not. No. He's been in total command of this ball game.
Mastroianni 0 for 3. And a first pitch strike. 61 out of his 97 pitches thrown have been for strikes. A little bit low, 2-1. And the 100th pitch of the game for Lowe evens the count at 2-2. And a full kill. Hit on the ground to third. Lopez flips it over. 2 down. That's the 3rd time today that Mastroianni has grounded out to Jose Lopez.
The second fireworks show of the year will light up the sky on Friday night in downtown Cleveland. Head down to Progressive Field. The Tribe will take on the Miami Marlins. Catch the best fireworks show around. The music will be set to the your favorite R&B artists. Interleague play begins Friday night.
Strike to Mauer, who is 0 for 2. On the left side, but into the seats, out of play. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Chicago. White Sox lead the Tigers 3-0.
Peavy on the mound for the White Sox
against Max Scherzer of Detroit. Derek Lowe. The 1-2 pitch. That's another foul ball. And the 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside. 2-2 offering. Up the middle. Cabrera throws. Got him. Derek Lowe with 8 shutout innings today here in Minneapolis. And the Indians lead it 5-0. Ninth inning here at Target Field. Derek Lowe, 19 ground ball outs in 8 shutout innings, and I don't see anybody up in the Indians bullpen.
Still talking to his catcher right there. Still talking to his catcher.
Right around 110 pitches in the ball game. Alex Burnett, the new pitcher now for Minnesota. He's the 4th Twins hurler to work today. He'll face the top of the order. Indians don't have a complete game, by the way, so far this year. Shin-Soo Choo led off the 5th inning with an opposite field solo homer. And in doing so, he gave the Indians an extra base hit to start an inning for the 4th inning in a row. That's a pretty rare feat to go 4 consecutive innings leading off with an extra base hit. The last time it happened, as Choo bounces weakly to second base, was September of 2005. The guys involved, it was a game in Kansas City, and the guys involved were Ronnie Belliard, Grady Sizemore, Ben Broussard, and Victor Martinez.
Okay, yeah, that's a rarity.
Today it was Santana leading off the 2nd with a double. Choo led off the 3rd with a double. Brantley led off the 4th with a triple. And then Choo led off the 5th with the home run. Down in the dirt for ball 1. That's up high. 2-1 the count. Back out of play. little bit outside. Jason Kipnis is 1 for 9 on the series. I'll tell you what, James Hoy has been very consistent all day long. That pitch, and we've shown it from our overhead camera, it's not very far off the plate, but he hasn't called it all day long, and nobody's really complained about it.
That's a really nice shot from the camera angle as well.
Komatsu makes the catch. 2 down. Stay tuned after the ball game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. We'll show you the highlights, talk to one of the heroes, and look forward to the upcoming homestand. It's all straight ahead right here on STO. And the reason why nobody's complained is because from pitch 1, James Hoy has just been consistent.
That's right. There's been no guessing on either side.
When you see guys looking back and, kicking the dirt and walking around the plate, that's when you know that the strike zone might be moving around a little bit.
We had one of those in Boston.
Yeah. Cabrera sends a high fly ball to left. Willingham, fighting the sun, again makes the catch. Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th in Minneapolis. All Cleveland today, 5-zip. Back here at Target Field, 5-0. Indians lead it. Derek Lowe trying for a complete game shutout.
Well, it'll be the first complete game by an Indians pitcher this year if he can get his last 3 outs. It has definitely been a gem to this point.
Now Lowe. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just getting a little activity in the Indians bullpen. Looks like Tony Sipp is up. And he missed inside. Walks the leadoff man. If you're wondering how rare it is for a guy like Derek Lowe, he has 3 career shutouts. 1 with Boston, 2 while pitching for the Dodgers. The last one he had was in 2005. So as I mentioned earlier, the pitcher smells it and they want to try to stay out there and complete it because it's not very often you get the opportunity.
Well, he'll be looking for his friend today. Ground ball double play. Has 3 of them. He's looking for his 4th. That would just be perfect for the kind of afternoon Derek's had. He's looking for either a 6-5-3 or a 4-5-3 double play because they are
get the shift on. Yeah.
So I had to make sure we got the numbers straight before we say anything.
Missed again outside 2-1. Marston's going to run out. I think it looks like Derek's rushing it a little bit.
Could be. You want to finish it. You know, you've gone this far. You just got to take a deep breath and settle in. You know, relax and just let it go.
The senior member of the Indians, Derek Lowe, 38-year-old right-hander. 2-1 pitch. Popped out of play. Ryan Doumit 1 for 3, singled his last time up.
Oh, how about
grounded
a
to
5?
third. 5, 6, 3.
Beautiful.
Double play.
Nicely done.
4th of the day turned by the Indians. And with the shift on, they go to the unconventional 5-6-3 twin killer.
I mean, that is, hey, it's so fitting. That's just the perfect way that Derek Lowe, he got that pitch about 4 inches off the plate. It had good movement to it. They turn the strange double play. The first one that hasn't been 4-6-3. This one goes 5-6-3. But it gets turned. 2 outs. 2 more ground ball outs for Derek Lowe. And 1 out away from a complete game shutout.
Ripped down the left field line, but pulled foul. 120 pitches on the day for Derek Lowe.
Came into today with 6 ground ball double plays, inducing the opponents. He has 4 this afternoon. How about that? That takes over the league lead.
A little bit low. 2-2 the count with 2 down and the bases empty here in the bottom of the 9th. The Indians trying to complete a 2-game sweep of the Minnesota Twins. Lowe's 2-2. To center field, a base hit.
Yeah. Dozier's had a good afternoon. That's his 3rd hit. So he has half of Minnesota's hits right back up the middle.
The batter will be Chris Parmalee, 0 for 2 on the day. He has hit into a double play. He has grounded out to short, and he has walked. And ball 1 down low. A little bit low. Ground ball to second base. Kipnis throws him out, and Derek Lowe has a complete game shutout for just the 4th time in his career. And the Indians finish it off with a 5-0 win, sweeping the 2-game set from Minnesota. With the win, Derek Lowe is now 6-1 on the year. The losing pitcher is Jason Marquis, who drops to 2-3. Indians are now 20-16 on the season. Twins fall to 10-26. Time of the game, 2 hours, 27 minutes. The attendance, 35,732. Take a look at our KeyBank play of the game. Brought to you by KeyBank, home of relationship rewards. Earn reward points redeemed for gifts.
Let's go back to that 5th inning. Shin-Soo Choo starting the inning off with a solo home run. The 4th straight inning they did it. And after 1 out, as Drupal Cabrera hits his solo shot, his 4th, and then Santana follows with a back-to-back. That'll be his 5th home run. 3 solo home runs. First time they did that since Detroit in 2010. That's going to be our KeyBank key play of the game.
Well, the Indians bounce back after losing the last 3 in Boston. They come to Minnesota, and they take care of business, sweeping the 2-game series. Stay tuned for the Conrad's postgame show. We'll talk to Derek Lowe straight ahead.